Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's me, the mysterious cameraman. Oh god. And we're here with the final debate of August. This is actually my final video being filmed before I leave in a few days. So I'm very excited for that. And we're going to be talking about the final debate. This is a debate that I pitched, and if fan films are seasonal. So what this is more asking really isn't if they're seasonal, but if fan films are really coming out around certain things. Fan films don't just release whenever they want to release. Fan films more come out based on certain events. And I think this is a very interesting topic. I always wanted to make a video on it. And I kind of hinted at it on May 4th, which is a very big hint on what's going to be discussed in this video. But let's just jump right into it. Why not? So, on May 4th, for example, this year, a ton of Star Wars fan films dropped. And a lot of them were high budget. There was a ton of lower budget ones as well. But the most high budget fan films of the year will drop in spring. And most of them are going to come out on May 4th. The high budget Star Wars fan films, I'll say, if I didn't say that prior. And good high budget Star Wars fan films may come out throughout the year. But almost every single one will release on May 4th. And a lot of lower budget ones will also release throughout the year. A lot of higher budget ones may, but a lot of them will wait until May 4th. Another thing is with Marvel fan films. Whenever a Marvel trailer or film comes out, for example, Deadpool and Wolverine trailer came out a few months ago. A lot of fan films I've been seeing now have had the music from the Deadpool and Wolverine official trailer in it. Another one, Ant-Man Quantumania. Goodbye Yellow Brick Road was in so many fan films that I was watching. There may have been another one. I can't even remember, though. Both Quantumania teams, I actually think, were in a ton of fan films. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, I think Since You've Been Gone was in a few fan films I saw. Like, when a fan film comes out, when a Marvel movie comes out or a trailer for one comes out, they start using the music from that. And that's not bad, but now it's becoming like, let's wait for the trailer to drop so I can use the music. For example, when a Marvel movie drops, or a DC movie drops, you'll see a ton of fan films about that movie come out. Like, there's this one studio that gets like a few thousand views each time a movie drops, and I don't get it, because their videos aren't that good. But it's like a parody almost of the movie, and I don't really get why it gets so many views. But it's almost like, well, anytime a Marvel movie, like when Deadpool and Wolverine comes out, I bet there will be a ton of Deadpool and Wolverine fan films coming out around that time. Like, after the Deadpool and Wolverine thing got announced and released, what's it called? Punisher vs. Daredevil by Buckeye Films came out. Obviously, they could have just wanted to do that. But that also could have been, hey, I see the hype from Deadpool and Wolverine. Let's have these two heroes fight each other. Why not? So I think a fan film studio might say, hey, look, this is a great opportunity to release a fan film, because hype around that fan film is going to be happening at that point. Like, when you're watching a fan film, like, you're going to get the hype that this, like, let's say when Deadpool and Wolverine comes out, if you made a Wolverine fan film, you might just wait to release it until late July or early August, so, like, it would then get the hype views almost from it. And I think that's a very interesting idea. I think it's actually a very present idea. Like, on May 4th, a lot of people are in a Star Wars mood. A lot of people will watch a Star Wars fan film, which is why a ton of Star Wars fan films release on May 4th. They could release them on other times of year, but people may not be in the mood to watch them. I think fan films, at the end of the day, are seasonal. People watch them when an event comes out that makes them in the mood. Like, it's almost in the sense of, like, phases. Like, when Miss Marvel released, there were other Miss Marvel fan films. When Loki released, Loki was in other fan films, and there were Loki fan films. Like, fan films really are release whenever something that they can get views off of releases as well. And even, like, DCU news. When Superman Legacy had the cast released, there were some Superman fan films that came out. And I think that's because people will say, hey, look, this is something happening. We should take advantage of the fact that this is when this is occurring, and I'm now going to do stuff with it. I also think in late April, a ton of Marvel fan films will come out. not that many, but a few to commemorate. That's when all the Marvel fan films come out. Marvel films, I should say, come out. That's when Endgame, Infinity War, like, that's their slot time. That's when a lot of Marvel films, oh my god, will release. So that's when I feel a lot of fan films will come out. I think fan films almost will release around the time of the fan film, around the time of the normal film, about those characters, or like a year later, basically telling the same story. And, like, for example, Thor: Love and Thunder, there were a ton of Thor fan films around that time. There was also a few Thor fan films that came out a year later that starred Gore the God Butcher. And that's because they took their time, they said, I like this story, let's tell it again. But now, you're probably not going to see many Thor fan films. Until, let's say, Thor 5, the trailer comes out for that, there's going to be a ton of Thor fan films releasing again. I think, almost like how fan films go in and out, I think fan film creators are like, hey, look, this aren't thinking like, oh, my favorite character is this person. Oh, sure, they could say that, but they could also say, oh, Deadpool and Wolverine trailer just dropped. I love Wolverine now. Let me do a Wolverine fan film. Oh, look, the Venom trailer just dropped. Let me do a Venom fan film now. Like, that's how I feel like some people think, and that's why so many fan films come out around the times that other things drop. It's a very good marketing strategy, sure, but it also is like something to think about when you're thinking about when you're releasing your fan film. Are you going to release it randomly? Are you going to release it with competition with other fan films? Or are you going to say, hey, look, what if I release this fan film in a place where it's competition with other fan films, but hoping that people will choose mine over theirs? And it's a huge risk, sure, but, like, for example, I'm probably going to talk about this in late August, early September, but my book that I wrote, it's a horror story, kind of murder mystery, school drama, whatever. I was writing that for a little while, and I was thinking of releasing that in August. I'm now pushing that until October because the story takes place around Halloween and stuff. So I was like, let's delay it a few months. It could come out earlier. Let me push it back so that I could say, hey, look, now when I release it, it's going to have more hype Halloween feel around it, almost. And I think, for example, another time, Captain America: The Taskmaster Trials, I was thinking of delaying that a few months to coincide with when Captain America: The Winter Soldier released. I ended up not doing that due to some other issues, but I think fan films can release pretty much whenever they want, and not just that, but they can release and kind of just, like, I don't even know how to explain it, but, like, fan films will release around a film to get the hype. So I think when Deadpool and Wolverine releases, I'm not going to be home, but I will be shocked if there's not that many Deadpool and Wolverine fan films. So I hope that, yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have to say for this. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys literally in 2 days when I get back. Bye, guys.